Good evening and welcome to today's Fort Worth Regional 3 Championship Press Conference featuring the Texas Longhorns. Joining us today, we have head coach Vic Schaefer and our student athletes, Kyla Oldacre, Rory Harmon, Justice Carlton, and Madison Booker. We'll begin with an opening statement from Coach Schaefer and then open it up for questions for student athletes. Coach, congratulations on making the Final Four in back-to-back years.
Thank you. First, just giving God the glory for win number 35, and also just blessing me with an unbelievably incredible team. This group of young ladies is and has been so special all year, but in these last 8 weeks, they have really locked in and have really been focused and on a mission. I felt like that when we went to Greenville, and I felt like that coming again to the NCAA tournament. But good Lord has blessed us here at the University of Texas with quite the team. And, man, they were special today. That Michigan team is really good, y'all. They're averaging a ton of points. They got great players. And these kids played so hard today, defensively, really, took them out of a lot of what they wanted to do. When we did turn them over, we got going in transition. Even when we didn't turn them over and we got rebounds, we got going in transition. And it didn't matter if they were in zone or man in transition. We were getting some really good stuff. I thought Rory did a nice job against that pressure. We knew they were going to try to jump us in a little bit. We had 14 turnovers, which is probably 3 more than we like. But I thought we handled it for the most part pretty well. But, again, Michigan is so good. They're really good at what they do and how they do it. And to have a day and a half prep and to go out and execute defensively like these kids did, and then offensively. I mean, that first half, I think we were at 91%. My staff said, 11 for 12, running some really good stuff. I mean, just really executing, setting great screens, kids making shots, the right people taking the right shots from the right place on the floor. They were really good. We kind of got away from that in the second quarter. But, again, coming out in the third quarter, we knew that was their best quarter, has been all year. And I thought our kids really, after about 4 possessions where we traded bad possessions, I thought we really locked in, and we went off for 21 points, held them to 8. So, again, I don't think you can say too much more about, our kids other than they have absolutely played their hearts out. Their chemistry is off the chart right now. They're playing for each other. They're having fun. We have really good leadership right now. And this is what happens when you have all that come together. And, again, what a blessing. They are so special. And I think, again, we know we've got a big challenge in front of us on Friday. A great team. We've seen them a long time ago. We don't really have anything to comment on that because it was a long time ago. So you can save those questions to ask us another time because we're not even thinking that far ahead. I want them to enjoy today, enjoy this moment. These times are not guaranteed. And so I want these kids to really enjoy the day, the moment with family. And it's been a really special day. Good Lord's, man, He is really special to us and to our program, and I'm grateful.
Okay, we'll now open up questions for student athletes. As a reminder, please state your name and media affiliation and tell us who you're directing the question to.
Rory, Stephen Hawkins with the AP to your right. Can you kind of explain or tell us the thoughts and emotions that were going through when you and Coach shared that long embrace even before the game was over? And just secondly, another chance at the Final Four. What's different this time?
Yeah, I mean, we've been together for 5 years. There's so much hard work, tears, blood, sweat, adversity that we go through together. And when you get to a point like heading to the Final Four like that, it's just a really special moment. We're very similar in that way. Like we just are really focused on winning. We're very competitive. We like to do things right and all that. So it was a really special moment to have that with your coach, your head coach. And so, but yeah, we're looking forward to the Final Four. Like he said, we're going to really just enjoy ourselves today. I didn't know we were leaving tomorrow, but we are. We're leaving tomorrow, so I'm sure we'll lock back in. I have a lot of trust confidence in me and my team right now. So we know our coaches will get us prepared for whatever's next.
Danny Davis, the Austin American Statesman. Rory or Madison, when Kyla and Bray are playing the way that they played today, how much of an asset is that in the paint?
It's amazing. I feel like our team is complete. I mean, you have great point guards, you have great shooters around the arc. You have people who can get downhill, people who hit mid-range shots. You got great 4 players here, then you can add 5-player too. I think the team is balanced, and it's so hard to stop. When one person tries to get stopped, then the next person steps up, and it really makes our team just so fun to watch, and it's hard to guard. So I'm so proud of them. They've done a tremendous job this season.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. I can't believe that we have so much versatility. Like, it's just great to see. I'm really proud of our 5 players today and everybody, but to see them battle like that, when I know it takes more than one person to guard them, it's really incredible.
Allison Smith, Forbes.com. Kyla, when Coach was doing a statement and he started talking about the great culture you have on your team, you started shaking your head. Can you tell us more about what that means to you personally?
Honestly, basketball, well, off the court standpoint, I feel like in order to have such a great team that we are, that's what it takes. And on top of that, the chemistry with the culture and what we allow. And I feel like this team is just the bond that we've started to build even stronger. And it's just that type of bond where it's very much fulfilling of a sisterhood. And with that, as you see it on court, we're having fun and just enjoying each other's, just going out there, their baskets, everything that they do, we're celebrating it and just being in it for each other and everybody. So that's just the main thing, and also leadership and being accountable and holding people to the standard. And when they see that, they know, they worked on their craft, like, and Rory, now to hold back on her shots, she has that shot, same thing with Justice and Maddie, yelling at them to shoot it because we have that confidence in them. We see them working on it every day and just continue to encourage them. And now she saw today, unstoppable, so.
Shahan J. from CBS Sports. Rory, early in your career, you were asked to score a little bit more than you are these days, going from, 12 shots a game, 7.5 this year. I'm curious, what has it been like for you to kind of take on that different kind of role in this team? And for Kyla, as somebody who's obviously been her teammate for a little while, like, how much growth have you seen from her in her style of play?
I just take what the game gives me. I have great players that I'm surrounded by, thanks to our recruiting process and Coach Schaefer. But, I just take what the game gives me. Like, there's going to be some games where I can go from 13 assists and take 5 shots, and there's going to be some games that I take 12 to 15. So it just really depends. And I think Madison mentioned this just a second ago. Like, you never know who's going to go off on our team. We have so many people that can do so many different things. And so you cover one person, here comes Jordan Lee. You cover Jordan Lee, here comes Justice. Just like go down the line of our list of teammates. But yeah.
Also, the past 2 years, I've been here at Texas, just seeing Rory become more demanding out of us and knowing what we need to do and what we need to fulfill, especially, offensively and defensively, and knowing that she also trusts us, and that gives us a lot of confidence in how she continues to encourage us, despite if it may not look like a bright day, she still gets us together. Same thing with Madison. I'll see that in Madison. And the two of them just getting us together more than ever and just keeping us tight and not allowing us to, break down. So.
Hey, y'all, it's Meg Hall with USA Today. This question is actually for all 4 players. I talked to Brianna yesterday, and I asked her if Coach Schaefer's jacket was going to stay on today, and she said to me, if we do what we're supposed to do, then it will. Well, it came off at the 7:18 mark. I wrote it down in the 3rd quarter, and so I wanted to know if you guys noticed it coming off and what was going through your mind after the jacket came off.
We'll start with Madison.
3rd quarter.
It was after Bray hit that finger roll in the middle. It was like
Oh, okay. I feel like at that time we were playing a little sluggish out the half, so I think we kind of expected the jacket to go off. We wasn't playing our best basketball, but I don't know. It's at least it was on for the first half, so that means we were doing something right. But I don't know, Coach, your jacket's been on a lot. I'm kind of proud.
Yeah, it was hot.
It's a good, fashionable look for you, but
It was just hot.
Yeah, it came off because we wasn't playing hard, so it was definitely expected.
No, it was hot.
I noticed it.
I didn't.
We actually just talked about this yesterday, and Coach was like, yeah, I think it's been a 7 or 8 game streak.
Yep.
Yeah. I noticed it because after Kyla hit that finger roll in the middle and she got the and one, I was like, turned around and I looked at the bench and I saw Coach Schaefer's jacket was off, and I was like, streak is
I don't
gone.
think it came off because of the finger roll. I think it came off right before that.
Yeah, it was right before it, but
Yeah.
I turned around when Kyla was shooting free throws, and I was like,
Yeah.
what's that about?
Yeah.
One of these days, he's going to put it back on in the middle of the game.
Oh, sorry. I noticed it sometime in the third quarter. Was it?
Yeah.
Sometime in the third quarter, he was yelling at me, I believe, for being smart on one of my fouls. And I was like, well, the jacket's off, so I'm about to get it for real. So that's when I noticed it.
It's all good.
Michael Vopel, ESPN.com. Madison, this is about 6 weeks ago. The Coach Schaefer was obviously looking to fire you guys up after that Vanderbilt game and talked about this team doesn't have any heart. They're soft. Tonight, he said to the whole crowd, this bunch of kids is Texas tough. Can you talk about just what that motivation meant to you and what it means that he said that tonight?
I just think for me and my teammates, we never want to hear our coach say that about us, especially like he does so much for us. I feel like I talk a lot about his passion to the game and to us, and just staying up late nights watching film, make sure we have everything we need to have before the game. I think me and my teammates say the same thing, that we never want to hear our head coach say that about the team he recruited, because we're so much better than that. And like we told him, like we had a conversation with him too. We said we have heart, and I think after that game we kind of turned it around, and I hope he sees we have heart now, and like that would never happen again. I think we would never play that bad, or make sure we won't play that bad. But that was just the mindset from us.
Michael, I will add to that. That next day in practice, really it's been different ever since. And it started with Madison and her voice. She was very vocal that day. Rory was helping a little, but Madison was way different. And we even, we had a powwow with me and them. And again, I think how they've responded is exactly what I thought they'd do. I mean, these kids, they have been nothing but tough. They have been nothing but competitive since that day. They have answered the bell every night. And I think that speaks volumes about who they are, what they're about, and I couldn't be more proud of them. And, every team is different. I found out a lot about and I feel like I know my team in and out, but I found out a lot about my team after that I maybe didn't quite know, and it's I'm really proud of them.
Cedric Golden, Austin American Statesman for Justice, and Kyla. I asked Bree and I asked Rory and Madison, how many times this year have you said, why not Texas? Why not Texas for a national championship?
I feel like this year with women's basketball, it's been so crazy. I mean, there's losses that you don't expect, and people who are out of the tournament right now that you don't expect. And I don't know. I think we have a really good chance at winning. I mean, you can look all the way down our roster, and you see somebody who can provide all the way down, somebody who can come in and do something at any point or any given moment. If your name is called, I have faith that everybody on the bench can come in and provide. I think we have a really good chance.
Adding on to that, I also feel like we have a great chance, and as long as we keep our double-edged sword and going out there being hungry and humble, we could be unstoppable. It's only us that can stop us. So honestly, it's just up to us and how we come out and punching first.
We'll take one final question for the student athletes.
Yeah, Rory, Kirk Bowles from the Houston Chronicle. How have y'all raised the level of y'all's defense to the point where it is now, where you're holding Michigan to 23% in their season low points?
I have huge credit to our men's practice squad. I mean, they kill us every single day. It's hard guarding them. We have Sam out there who's like our 6'7" post player, and it doesn't matter how tall the post player is on the other team. We always have to guard him. But yeah, a huge credit to our men's practice squad.
Yeah, I think our defense just gets us going. Like, I think they had 2 points for quite some time in the first quarter. And I was talking to Madison, like, on the bench before the game, like, way in pregame, like, warm-ups, and I was saying, like, all the other offensive stuff, like, that stuff will come, but Michigan's a great team that knows how to score the ball, so we need to play some defense. Like, we're gonna be fine. We're gonna hit some shots. We're gonna do just fine, but we need to play some defense. So I feel like I'm almost responsible for that defensive mindset part of the team, like, getting us to understand, like, we need to start playing better. And I think I said something in, like, the third quarter when they started, like, we started off pretty slow, and they were hitting shots. They were getting open shots. They may have not made them, but they were getting open shots. I was like, we got to turn this around. We're letting them dribble around too comfortable. This is way too much, and we started doing a lot better. But we've elevated our game. And like Justice said, like, this is a really huge shout-out to the guys. Like, they're really good. Like, we could play a great defense, and they'll hit, like, a really good shot, a contested shot, and we're all like, oh, my God. Like, can he stop? Like, but, yeah, it's just great. We're just prepared. Like, we prepare so much for this, and, like, our guys do really good with that.
Can I add something real quick? I just want to say, you asked how our defense kind of just elevated up to, like, these past couple games. I mean, of course, you have Rory Harmon just ahead of our defense, just pressuring the ball. But I'm really proud of how the whole group has honestly bought in on defense. And even, like, maybe some games back, Rory set up in film and said, hey, this is our standard. We want to hold teams under this. And I feel like the team has listened, and they've responded, and we've acted on it. So every day in practice, we have this standard where we want to hold our practice guys. And they're good. Like, they're good. They like Justin said, they beat us every day. But we have came as a group, and we have talked about it, about being a sisterhood and not leaving nobody on the island. Like, we know how good Rory is, but sometimes she may need our help. And that is whether we're in help side, we're denying, or also we're pressuring the ball too. So I'm proud of how this group has just kind of flipped the page and came together and kind of fixed it.
Thank you, ladies. Congratulations, and good luck in Phoenix.
Thank you.
We'll now take questions for Coach Schaefer. Sorry. And as a reminder,
praise the Lord and hook 'em horns.
Gotta love it. Need a T-shirt.
Hey, Vic, Stephen Hawkins with the AP.
Yes, Steve.
You and Rory have talked, obviously. It's 5 years together. You don't want it to end. And
No.
Can you just kind of explain how special that moment was, you and her at the end, and how much you and her both won a championship together?
Yeah, I prayed for that long time last night, to have that moment today with her. The kid's been so special. She's been the heart of, really our team and program for a while. And then when we got Madison, it really elevated everything. But she had somebody to be with. And I really prayed hard last night that the good Lord would give us that moment today, and he did. Because I feel like she just, I want it so badly for all these kids, but Rory, to go through what she's gone through, to have that significant of an injury and to be back like she is, and she's really playing well, y'all. Like, she's way different. Like 13 assists today. Her shooting percentages are way up. She didn't have to take all those shots. There was a time when we just didn't have anybody else on the team that could score. So she had to take a bunch of shots. Well, she didn't have to do that anymore. She's got weapons all over the place. So her job's to run my team. I was having a conversation with her tonight in the game a couple times of, hey, run my team, run this team. Like, I need the ball in your hands, and we got to get the offense going a little faster and a little quicker. We're down in the back end of a shot clock like 3 or 4 times. And so, but yeah, it's whenever this thing does end, it's going to be a little different for the old ball coach to come walking into the gym after 5 years, and Rory Harmon ain't going to be in there. and it'll be different. But I'm excited about whatever the future holds after that, and we'll have good players to fill in for her.
Sean, J. Rod from CBS Sports. Coach, obviously you guys had sort of a long-term build, but these last 2 years, being a 1 seed, getting to the Final Four in consecutive years for the first time since '87, what has been the difference from this team being good to being this good, nationally relevant, national title competitive?
Well, I think, number one, you have to give credit to our kids. We just have incredible kids. Their work ethic's off the chart. They're really skilled. I mean, I think offensively we're way different. We don't have to live and die with every defensive possession to try to grind out a 61-59 win. We can score. I say this all the time, y'all. You win with guard play, but you win championships with guard play and size. And our size was very relevant today. And you can't win championships if you don't have both. You can win a lot of games with just good guard play, no question. But you got to have size to go with it. And, I think, again, it's all about recruiting. You got to get – it's not just about getting good players. They got to have the right stuff. They just got – and, you can call it fit. You can call it whatever you want. But, I've been around a lot of teams, y'all. These kids love each other. They really care about each other. They enjoy playing together. They like cutting up together. Hell, I like cutting up with them. I mean, I love being around them. And there's been teams in the past where I liked that, but when I'd let my guard down, they'd take advantage of me. This group right now, they're not doing that. We're going to go to Buc-ee's on the way home. We're going to pull in there, and we're going to be there about 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and we're going to have a good time in there. They're all going to get their stuff, and they're going to want to know what I got, and they're going to be people, but we just know these kids know how to have fun, and but at the same time, when it's time to step between the lines, it's what I love about them, man. They're all business. They are laser locked in right now. And like I told them tonight after the ball game, we've been down this road. We went last year, been down this road. Now, that experience, I'm hopeful, will carry over and get us ready for what's coming. And so the difference, you got to stack classes. If you get a one recruiting class every 4 or 5 years, that ain't it. You got to stack them year after year after year. We lost 3 starters. Nobody ever talks about that. Nobody writes about it. We lost 3 starters off last year's Final Four team. And they won how many games? 34 or 5 last year too? Yeah. Last year. So bottom line is they won a lot of games. But at the end of the day, we lost 3 starters, and we ain't missed a beat. And again, these kids get a lot of that credit. My staff has done an unbelievable job developing these players. I'm so proud of the development of my team. Jordan Lee going from 5 points a game to 13.5. Today wasn't necessarily her day, but she hadn't had this day all year. It's fine. I'm not worried about Jordan Lee. But just knowing who's in that locker room and the level of focus that they have right now, again, that's what you do. You build and you stack classes, and you can't miss a beat. You got to keep doing it if you want to live in this neighborhood. You can look across the country. There's people that have been in that top 5, top 10 neighborhood, and they ain't there no more. It's hard to live in that neighborhood year in and year out. Really hard. And if you're going to do it, there's certain things that got to happen. And one of them is you got to stack classes.
Danny.
Danny Davis, the Austin American Statesman. Vic, at this point in your career, how long do you take to celebrate this accomplishment? Are you going to be pounding UCLA film on the way home? I know you said don't talk about them, but is that on your prerogative? Are you going to treat this lovely lady sitting in front of me to whatever she wants at Buc-ee's? I mean, what are you? How do you celebrate this?
She won't even ride home with me. She's getting in the car with my son, and they're going to beat me home by about 3 hours. But 2 things are fixing to happen, Danny. I'm going to kill a turkey in the morning. Turkey season opened Saturday. I'm going to kill a turkey in the morning. I'll be in the office by 10 o'clock, and I'll be in the film watching film, getting ready, and then the second thing is I'm going to leave for Phoenix tomorrow. Just being honest. That's going to happen. I've earned that right to be in the woods for a couple hours in the morning calling a turkey. And then we'll get ready for whoever's, whatever's going to happen after that. But I'll watch film tonight, absolutely, all the way home. I'll watch it till I can't stay awake tonight, just like I've done here for 4 or 5 straight nights. But I'm going to treat myself in the morning to, it might not even take longer than 30 minutes if I can call that dude off the roost. But after that, I'll be in the office, and I'll be getting ready for UCLA.
Bob Ballou, CBS Austin. You should have just dropped the mic and walked off. That was good. I wanted to follow up on what Rory said about defense. You guys started 11 of 12 from the floor, and then you went 4 of 24 over that next quarter and a half.
Yep.
How do they not let the offense affect what they're doing on defense? And then, Michigan averages 83. They had 29 midway through the fourth. How do they not let it affect them?
I just think it's what we do every day, Bob. Like, that's us every day. We have a level of intensity and a level of focus on that end it's the standard. It's just who we are. It's what we do. We got away from, like I said, we ran so much good stuff that first quarter, and then my staff is screaming at me midway through the second quarter going, we ain't running anything. We're all out there playing, doing our own deal. Well, yeah, we went 4 for 17. Then we opened up the second half about doing the same thing. We had a couple turnovers. We just had a couple bad reads. We missed some open shots. And so at the media, I kind of got after them a little bit. I said, ladies, we got to get back to doing what we were doing in that first quarter, and then we did. And then we get going in transition. This group's really good in transition. They make some really good decisions. And again, we scored 77 points, and Jordan Lee went 2 for 17. I'm good. Like, she's not doing that ever again in her career. So, and had some really good looks. It just didn't fall. But I think the answer to your question is that's just who we are. That's the standard. They take such pride. You want to know, the question was asked earlier about our defense and when did it turn. It turned when Rory Harmon stood up in film not long after the Vanderbilt game, and I read to him, in our last 5 games, we were giving up 67 points a game. At that moment, whatever that moment was. I said, hey, and Rory stood up, she said, y'all, I've been here 5 years. The standard here is under 60 points. We're not living up to the standard. That came from Rory. And ever since that day, they've been pretty good. I mean, really, really good. And all of them are. Justice Carlton had a tough matchup today with one of their best players, number 1. She's their best leading scorer. I got a sophomore, Gardner. The kid didn't make a shot the first half. That says a lot about our team. And so, again, everybody wants to talk about that. I'd like to talk about our offense because I think our offense is really good. We got a lot of players that can score, and it's a whole lot more fun to coach when you make a shot.
Lindsay Gibbs with CBS Sports. It's rare for any team to make it back-to-back Final Fours, let alone you have 3 that are back-to-back already, and nobody, please keep it our secret if I jinxed on Staley, but they're up by 20 in the 4th, so it looks like it's going to be 4 from 4. You've been the top 4 teams all year. What do you think that says about these 4 teams and what we can expect in Phoenix?
Again, I just, I've seen South Carolina a lot. We saw UCLA early. We've played, Connecticut in the past. So I just think, again, it's so hard to do. Congratulations to those schools, those teams that are doing it, because it is, it's really, really difficult. I don't think people understand how hard it is to do it. And living in my league, living in our conference, man, you can get beat up in a hurry if you don't take care of yourself. And, we're as healthy as we've been all year, really. And so, again, I think it bodes well for all of us. But there's, 4 or 5 more teams right there, nipping at your heels. Michigan's one of them. They're really good. They had a heck of a year. There's some other 2 seeds out there that are really good. And so I just think, again, our sport is, our game is in great shape right now. A lot of parity. And again, I'm proud of my team. I'm proud to be included in that group. I'm excited about the opportunity, man. You talk about elite. And we're going to go to Phoenix. There's going to be 4 really elite teams with a bunch of really elite players and some great coaches. So I'm really honored to be a part of that.
Hey, Vic, a little bit to your right. Chantel Jennings with The Athletic. Congratulations.
Thank you, Chantel.
You've talked about the veteran guard play, the size, how you guys can score, the defense. You've talked about a lot of assets of this team that are really great. Just ask you very bluntly, is this the best team you've ever had?
Could be. Yeah, I don't think there's any doubt. Right now, they're playing as good as any team I've ever had. And, they're really locked in. Again, their chemistry's off the chart. Their focus is laser focus. And they very well could be. They're certainly the best team I've had at Texas, no question. I've said this a lot. The best team I had at Mississippi State wasn't the 2 teams that played for the national championship. It was that team that next year that went 33-3, and we got unlucky and got sent to Oregon as the 1 seed to play the 2 seed Ducks in front of 13,000 Ducks. Got beat 88-84. So that was my best team. There's no question in my mind that team would have won the national championship. But sometimes it just, you have a little bad luck. But this team, they got a chance. Yep, they got a chance to be for sure.
Cedric Golden, Austin American Statesman. Vic, you've coached in two consecutive Final Fours. What's changed besides, Don and Gino are still around, but what's changed in the sport since you led those 2 Mississippi State teams to the finals?
I just think, again, the parity in our game right now is at an all-time high. I think the support, the fan bases, across the country, the crowds that schools are drawing, but I think the parity is what really jumps out at me. I think there's so many good players, so many good coaches. I think universities are investing in their women's basketball programs, and I really think it just keeps getting better and better. We would have said the same thing 10 years ago. Hey, man, there's a lot of teams now that are investing. Well, now, 10 years later, there's even that many more that are investing. And so I think this is a prime example of when you invest in something and you pour into something and you do it the right way, you're going to get a good return. So, but I also think the players are just so much better. I think there's really some fantastic players out there all across the country. I think there's, kids are being developed. Coaching is so much better, just in a short period of time. We're talking about less than 10 years, really, Cedric. So I just think all that plays into where we are today.
Vic, Kurt Bowles from the Chronicle. You said this was your second best offense. I was curious where your defense ranks of all the teams you've had. and you mentioned they played like piranhas on Saturday. What did they play like tonight?
Yeah, the piranhas on the roast. They look pretty good tonight too. They look like they were still hungry. And right now, Kirk, they're playing really well defensively. I don't think there's any doubt about it. I think they're really taking film, taking a scout, taking a practice, and then taking it to the floor in a game. Like, they're really good right now. Like I told them after the game the other night, I said, hey, let me tell you, this might be the best team I've ever had that I have the most confidence in that in a day and a half we'll be able to take a scout and go execute it. Really, when you think about it, this is our offensive play card, and there's so many things on it. You go, my God, Vic, you can't run all that in one game. No. But what you do is you pick and choose off of here, depending on who you're playing. You pick and choose off of here what you see other teams have success doing against your next opponent. That makes sense. So I got stuff that I can run, that we can run, that we're familiar with, that we can go execute. But now defensively, this might be the best team that can take a scout in a day and a half, and go execute it in a game. They are. And again, I think, book said it. Like, when you got a Rory Harmon who's so cerebral defensively, and then Jordan Lee's very cerebral, very, very smart. So you got two kids right there that are just off the chart. They're y'all didn't see it. Jordan Lee's got a cheat sheet on her arm. She's the smartest kid on my team. She's going to be a doctor. But she's got a cheat sheet on her arm of plays that they're going to run. And it just, they're all just trying to find that edge, right? They're trying to be the best they can be and understand that, hey, I got to lock this kid down. This kid's really good. I got to lock her down. I got to turn her 20 into 10. Coach said make it 8. We've got a chance. So I do think defensively, Kirk, right now, the way they're playing, yeah, they're potentially maybe the best.
One final question. We'll go to Michael.
Yeah, Michael Vogel, ESPN.com. No offense, but as an animal lover, I'm going to have to root for the turkeys tomorrow morning.
They got no chance, Michael. I'm telling you, I'm coming.
But I wanted to ask you. We talked about how good your offense is, but let's talk about dominance. You won your SEC tournament games, I think, by an average of 19 points. You've won these 4 NCAA tournament games by 35.5 points. I know that talks about offense and defense, but can you talk about dominating really good teams the way that you have now for this entire stretch?
Yeah, it's again, I take my hat off to these kids. My staff has done a great job with scouting. They're so thorough. Our kids are very attentive. They pay attention. They understand the importance of doing what we do and how we do it. So I really have to tip my hat to my kids. Like, they really get it. Again, I think that's a way to put it. They really get it. They get both sides. They get how, man, if we can turn somebody over, we can get going in transition. They get it. Hey, Coach said we need to go inside tonight. We need to have some focus there. Okay, let's go inside. They just have a real, first of all, they have an edge to them. They're playing with an edge. They understand when I tell them bring the wood, they understand what that means. And I just think they're, like I said, when we got on a plane on that Wednesday to go to Greenville, I thought they were on a mission. When we came here, I thought they were on a mission. And so it's just, again, it's a lot of fun for me. Like, they're allowing me to really enjoy and have the pure joy of coaching. They really are. I mean, it's as much fun as I've had in coaching maybe ever. I mean, I enjoyed those teams that Blair played on, but, we're both over there just really, all of us are enjoying this group because of how they play the game. And so, I think you got to give our kids a ton of credit. And, again, it starts up here with these two, Book and Rory, and I think it permeates through my team. And it's great to have leaders like that.
Coach, thank you for your time today, and good luck in Phoenix.
All right. Appreciate everybody being here. Thank you so much for your coverage. Let me say one thing. This regional has been run incredibly well. You can eat off the floors around here. This place is immaculate. The people have run this place incredible. Their hospitality, their professionalism, from the time you get off the bus to the time you get back on the bus, has been off the chart. And I've played in a lot of regionals all over the country. The attendance today, what was the attendance? It says 9,000. We had 12 the other night. It's just been really, really good. So I want to compliment them. Again, compliment you all for covering our team, compliment you for covering the regional. It's been really special. So thank you so much for all you do for our great game. And until I see you in Phoenix, praise the Lord and hook 'em horns.